Well, here we are. And the biggest question that everybody seems to have is, how do you deal with something like this? Well, how do you deal with all the things in your life that don't work out the way you want them? Because you have a couple different options. Either you can let it consume you and eat you, or you can find a way to express it. I mean, in a healthy, positive manner, because no matter what, you're all gonna express yourself poorly at some point or the other. I know I have. I know I've made lots of poor choices in life at times. It's just kind of a thing we do. It's called being human. Make mistakes, and we have to live with them. Choices. Just kind of a thing. I guess fortunately this isn't the first loss of love that I've ever dealt with in my personal life. There was my mom. Unfortunately, her and Elijah have a little too much in common. Kind of sucks. And then there was a man I loved very, very much, who Elijah loved very, very much too. And fate just said, nope, time to go. I mean, no one's fault. It was a car wreck. Were you gonna yell at teenagers that took the sign out of the road? The street sweeper who didn't pick up the pea gravel, the earth, because there happened to be fog that night. And there was no way to tell that there was an embankment coming. Just some things, I guess, can't be stopped from happening. We have no choice in those things. Those are the things that we just got to deal with. Self-expression takes many, many forms. And there's really no wrong way to do it other than what is comfortable for you. There are times when I get into my makeup and times when I get into working on acrylic nails. And then there are times where I put it to paper. Other times, words, paper, and stuff just don't work out, so music is what I turn to personally. So if you're at all wondering about what I am working on here, I was sad the other night when it dawned on me I'd never sing. I made up a silly song. I think most mothers do this for their children. They make up songs so that they can sing to them and remind them what they are and the value that they have. I did that for my kid too. Kind of went to the lines of row, row, row your boat. I'd sing it, but trust me, you don't want your ears to bleed. So, everything turns out right. This will be a tribute to my kid and me in a lot of ways. Probably won't get it right the first time. I rarely ever do get things right the very first time in life. That child was the only thing I've ever known for sure I did right. So right that I went and had my tubes tied because I knew that even if the child did die, because this was something that the anesthesiologist made sure to remind me as he was putting me down. You know, but what if your child dies? Yeah, well, so? I can't make another child. I mean, I could, but that other child would never be Elijah, be an awesome little child, but it wouldn't be Elijah. And that seems cruel in my world, but then again, I was that child to my parents, or at least that's what I was supposed to be, because unfortunately, one of the reasons why Elijah had the name he had was because the prophet Elijah in the Bible is one of the few stories I knew about where the person just didn't die, because he's brought up into heaven in a chariot of fire. And knowing that my sister, child my parents had before me, died of SIDS, trust me, his death, the thought of this child dying was worst thing in the world. Last thing I could ever picture happening. But as things got older, it was evident that that was potentially what was going to happen, just because if you don't get help for self-harm and thoughts of harming yourself or others, what's going to stop you from doing it? Who's going to help you work through those dark, dark moments? I've been there. I tried. I'm still standing for some reason. Trust me, there is a reason why I stand today. Still not sure why, but I do stand, because it's not like I didn't try. I tried starting at the age of 10. Kind of made records because at the time I was the youngest person in Colorado Springs to try to harm themselves. They really didn't know what to do with me. I think people still don't know what to do with me. And I think I'm okay with that finally. I mean, I shouldn't have been born. It's kind of a given. Last time I spoke with the person who I was always given the impression was my father, as he put it so politely that, I couldn't be. So, it is what it is. Really don't care that they didn't mention him in the funeral services, because even as a kid, or should I say even as first, second grader, Elijah was too much for them to handle. Can't help that. Can't help if people can handle you or not. Can't help whether or not you love them still or not. Can't make people love you. Can't make people like you. And you definitely are never going to make everyone like you. I mean, trust me, so many people hate me right now. And, okay. If loving and tolerating other people is wrong, then fine, I'll be wrong. I'll be bad. If being kind and caring is what the face of bipolar and crazy looks like, then yes, I will more than happily carry every single one of those things. Let's see what we got here. Got dragons. One of his favorite books. I'm gonna figure out, because we're gonna try to put a dragon on here. Not that I've ever been good at drawing dragons, but but it's a thing. All that I know is that if I keep failing and I try to learn from my mistakes, and I keep getting up and I keep trying, at some point I will finally succeed at this. That I will finally figure out what living a healthy life is, because I know I didn't always. I tried. I thought I knew what I was doing, and I didn't. It wasn't until someone stood beside me and said, well, why don't you just try? Because I always loved art. Art was something that always interested me. I don't know if you all are seeing this or not, but he got so mad at this. He was supposed to get a dragon egg that year, or that Christmas, but stuff just didn't quite pan out like that. Filled out all the requests for him. I'm just gonna have to give one of these dragons a shot and run with it and see how it goes, because I don't know. It just seems like the right thing to do. I don't really know what I'm doing. Never really know what I'm doing. But I know right now that talking to you, whomever the you are, is helping me. Because there's nothing nice or easy about this. There's nothing pretty. But maybe by talking about how we deal with the hard things in life and how we can continue to keep standing, maybe that's something. Just a little something, so that maybe you don't feel quite so alone. Maybe so that you understand that you can make it through whatever this is that you're dealing with right now. Whatever sorrow, loss, or defeat you feel like you're facing. Because there's a lot of things I shouldn't have come out of, shouldn't even been born. I mean, we're talking about a man who says he's not my father, and I guess I should be happy with that, because anybody who's gonna beat a pregnant woman to the point where the placenta detaches from the uterine wall, I don't think I really want in my life anyway. Tried for many years to get that man to love me and want me, but maybe it's okay he didn't, because I don't believe in the same set of values that he does. That I believe people are worth something, and it doesn't matter if they're black, they're white, they're gay, they're straight, or anything in the middle. And I personally believe with all my heart that we're all just a little bit of human. And we're all trying to figure how this life works out together. I don't have really any answers in my opinion. All I have is how I've survived this. Because sadly, this isn't my first suicide. This isn't the first loss of a person that I love more than life itself. But what I do know, by dealing with all these other things, I can get through